So if you've ever had any exposure to raiding in Final Fantasy XIV, you probably know what a static is. Well, I wanted to talk about the topic of casual statics and why I think they're bad if you're looking to seriously clear content. Well, first off, so what is a casual static? It can be pretty loosely defined, but in my opinion, a casual static is just a static that raids 8 hours or less per week. Now, different people have different definitions of this, but that's my definition. So why is this a problem? It's not because of the amount of hours or even the skill of the players in these groups, but the mentality of about 90% of these groups. The problem when you have a group that raids so few hours a week is that everyone then also develops that casual mindset. This means that everyone's basically just there for the vibes, and progging, improving, and actually clearing content, what a static should actually be for, becomes kind of secondary. This means that mistakes are not being pointed out, mechanics aren't being discussed, and from my experiences playing and subbing for these groups, the static just bangs their head against the fight and makes no meaningful prog. This then becomes really frustrating for those players who are actually trying to prog. One really good example I have of this is when I was playing for a Fru static that was basically consisting of 5 players who've cleared and 3 players who haven't. The 3 players who haven't cleared were pretty much at like P4, Darklit to CT, so they were close. And basically, the group only met for like 4 hours a week, and we were just trying to help our friends who were on P4 to clear. But basically, what ended up happening was the people who have cleared, these are good players with good numbers and good mechanical consistency, just wiping over and over to dumb mechanics between P1 to P3. And it's just because like the stakes were so low that nobody actually really cared to clear the fight, and everyone just kind of showed up just to vibe. Now, that's not to say that all casual statics are bad. Sometimes you get the outlier, like for example, my light heavyweight static. We only rated, I think, 8 or 9 hours a week, so it's still in that casual category, but everyone was still focused on prog, and we actually made meaningful prog each session, so that was a good one. But yeah, so moral of the story is if you're looking to seriously prog content, especially on patch, I would really look for a mid-core or semi-hardcore group as opposed to casual groups. Now, if you're like limited on time because of work or travel or anything else, I get that. But at that point, you might as well just go into PF because those usually still take less time than casual statics to prog. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on casual statics and why I would avoid them if you're trying to seriously make prog. Happy hunted!